Jen is a top stand-up comedian who also happens to know how to eat fire, walk on stilts, and perform feats of magic. Jen was raised by a magician dad who made her part of the act at age 14, and she's been on stage ever since. She's performed at Caesars in Las Vegas, Lincoln Center in New York, and Monte Carlo in Monaco. And this weekend, she's right here in Seattle at the Main Stage Comedy and Music Club right across the street from Key Arena. Jen Adams, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show.
Hey, thanks a lot. Wow, you made me sound really good, man.
Now, let me get something straight, though. You weren't on the sidewalk out front of Caesars.
No.
We had a comedian one time. Yeah, I played at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
had a little guitar case out front, you know?
Or some guy,
Nope.
you know, she played in front of Caesars. She was making salad.
No, I actually performed at Caesar's Magical Empire, which has since closed down because they put it behind the buffet and decided not to advertise it, which was great. But they spent $80 million building the place. It was modeled after the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
Wow.
And it really was kind of an amusement park, and they pumped people through. It's the reason I quit doing magic for about 4 years. I quit because I worked there for about 2.5 years, and we did 6 nights a week, up to 7 shows a night.
What's it like living in Vegas, which is what you're doing while you're there for a long period of time as a performer?
Well, let's see. What's it like living in Vegas? Well, I went there as a vegan. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. And I left a coke-addicted stripper. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, does she miss you?
Yeah, yeah, right? No, It's not an easy place to live.
Opposites do attract.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fixer-upper.
No, I didn't like it at all. I was ready to leave after 6 months, but I had such a good paying job that I wound up staying for about 4 years. So
that can happen. You can kind of get. They say you get sucked into Vegas by the pay and the 24-hour lights and the everything is always open and then it can it can change your. But you
screwed up my REM cycles completely.
Yeah. Are you still a vegetarian though?
Oh no, not at all.
Shrimp is $2
I smoke,
for
I
it,
drink,
Okay. Well, that was just for the joke. That wasn't actually really who you were.
Okay.
I just have to figure out
whatever you say.
No. When you said
were you really a vegan when you went to Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
You were
really,
a vegan.
I was really into. Well, my dad was. My dad started a yoga ashram in the '60s in upstate New York. It's still there. It's called Ananda Ashram. He and a bunch of hippie guys and this one dude from India who's now a famous guru. His name's Sri Brahmananda Saraswati. He died in '94. But he started, they all got together and bought this piece of land in Monroe, New York. It's in Orange County, New York. And they just started this school of East and West unity. So my mom was like, oh, God, great. Because she wasn't into that at all. She was raised Presbyterian and, by a woman, my grandmother, who walks around looking like she has a little piece of a turd hanging under her nose at all times.
Was your grandmother nude on the Woodstock album cover?
I know.
No, but she was. My mom was like, if you remember Woodstock, you weren't really there. Like she's, that kind of
I get
person.
it. Yeah.
But yeah. So
I was trying to make you younger and have it be your grandma.
Yeah, right. Forget it. No, I have no qualms about my age, man. I like all the lines on my face, the gray hair, because you know what? The thing is, I don't care as much as I used to. I'm not trying to impress anybody anymore. I used to care about, I'm so glad to be out of my 20s. I can't even tell you. It was such a horrible time of just, please accept me. Please love me. I can totally relate.
Have you met Casey, by the way, our news gal?
Oh, hey, what's
Hello.
up?
You guys should talk later.
All right. Yeah. I'm available for counseling sessions after this.
We'll pay for it. You take her on.
So what turned the corner from please accept me to I don't give a crap about anybody?
I gained a bunch of weight.
Liberating.
No.
Should we fatten her up? Is that
actually what did it was comedy. Comedy. I always say comedy saved my life. Because I really, honestly, I loved doing the magic show, but the part that I loved about it was that I got to be with my dad. My dad and I were buddies. He was a horrible father and a failure as a man, but he was such a great playmate. He's yeah, you know what I mean? He was so much fun to hang out with, and he was, he would smoke up before the show, and we used to smoke out together.
Now, how does that affect magic? It's wait a minute, there's a rabbit here somewhere, dude. I know there is.
Yeah. It was, well.
Oh damn. This is the real Saw.
That's why he was happy to have me. See, because in a quote unquote apprenticeship basically means you got to set all the props and get everything all ready. It's like sweatshop labor.
Yeah, he just stood there and took the accolades.
Yeah.
Now, did he ever do the classic saw a woman in half with his own daughter?
No, he did not. And actually, my father refused to do any tricks in his show that were violent. He refused to do anything that seemed violent. Which
you were a hippie child.
Oh yeah, except that our closing trick was Houdini's substitution trunk, which is a classic trick where he takes his 14-year-old daughter, handcuffs her hands behind her back, puts her in a mail sack, and chucks her in a trunk. So I don't really see how that isn't violent.
You're right. Bad dad.
When I grew up and started having sexual relationships, I was like, dude, bondage does nothing for me. So I don't really.
It reminds me of my dad. I can't get excited.
Yeah, the restraints better be good because I can get out of this. Trust me.
When you learn to do magic, are you ever tempted to use your powers for evil?
Oh, totally. Oh, are you kidding? I was the biggest kleptomaniac when I was
That's
a teenager.
what I was thinking.
I used to
Shoplifting
walk
would be in
places
there.
and like walk out with the register under my coat. I swear to God.
Right. There was a diamond necklace here a second ago.
Yeah.
I didn't see her take it. Did you see her take it?
Cavity search. Yeah,
Wow.
no, so yeah, but my dad, that was the fun part about doing the show, and I got to quit school when I was 14 years old, which was fantastic because I hated it. Because I grew up with my dad's friends, and like when we were growing up, like it was when you're in the novelty arts, which is what magic is considered.
Novelty
you
arts.
hang out. Yeah, I know, exactly.
Neat phrase.
It sounds like stamp collecting.
That's
But,
magic and porno, novelty arts.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like if it was an affliction, it would be reality challenged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. No shit. Yeah. Almost. I
got you.
got to try not to. Yeah, I know.
You got to try not to swear. So do we. Every day.
All right.
We had to,
Anytime-
did we bleep her?
Yeah, we made it disappear.
She said half the word.
I did. I just went shh like that. Anytime I need to curse, I'll just replace the word with FCC. Those FCC and all right. Anyway, yeah. So it was cool. I hated school because my dad's friends were so much fun because they raised us in, for all intents and purposes, a ghetto in New York City because that's what we could afford when we moved there. It was Lower East Side in Manhattan, which at the time was like there were 5 white kids in my entire school. So they were like, "Hey, what's up, honky blanquita?" Like I was like, I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, "God, can't we all just get along and be free?" And you know, like they were nudists too. Like my dad walked around naked until I was just about tall enough to yank at it, and then he was with his pants on. So that was fun.
At that point, it was about comfort rather than any modesty.
It was about continuing.
So did you also grow up uninhibited in that way?
Yeah, I guess so. I was a fat kid, so I weighed 200 pounds when I was 13 years old.
Wow!
Which
Congratulations!
They don't really hand you cheerleading pom poms when you look like that.
Yeah.
They go, here's your options. You can play Dungeons and Dragons, or you can sleep with ugly guys. Which one do you want to do? So I slept with a lot of ugly guys.
Oh, damn.
I did, but only if I rolled an 18 on my 20-sided dice. So. Yeah, but I lost a bunch of weight though when I was like 16 because I got into nutrition. My dad had
This
kids.
is the vegetarian part of the story.
Well, yes. Now we've reached vegetarianism.
Okay.
But he like had kids with 3 different women and he never married any of them.
Magic.
Yeah. I know, Age of Aquarius. What's up? So, you know, he was just a weird dude. But he was so good at making up for himself that all these women got along with each other, and like we all saw the whole family and everything.
Really?
And after my dad's last girlfriend before he passed away, which was like right after my mom, sort of, if you don't count the assistants, he was banging on the road. I'm sorry, can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
fine.
that he was FCCing on the road.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she was a acupuncturist and a herbal doctor and all these things, and I was so unhealthy as a kid because you know, I mean, we were poor. Like when my dad left, like we didn't have any money, and my mom went to work. So basically, I became the mom for my younger siblings. I cooked and cleaned and helped them with their homework and stuff. And so I was like, well, screw this. I'm gonna go out and party like an adult too. So when she met me,
Eric, hand near the button.
yeah.
Okay.
So she got me into herbal medicine and into nutrition and stuff like that, and so I lost like 60 pounds.
Nice.
Not really from that though. I was really also doing a whole lot of drugs at the time.
That helps too. Yeah.
Probably
Great weight
more
loss,
about- But not like any of the stimulants or anything. I actually lost weight doing acid. So
Well, you run around for 28 straight hours.
no.
You will lose some
You
weight.
just won't eat the food if you're talking to it. You know what I mean?
We knew that was coming. Okay, very
Right,
good.
yeah.